Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire, and that is my chariot. I've just cycled for nearly 1 hour. 1 hour in, well, by Scottish standards, pretty blistering heat. But I've got myself a new permission at last, and it's got a lot of promise, and here's why. Now, some online research tells me that there used to be a village here, and this is a natural spring that comes down off of the hillside. Now, apparently the village disappeared sometime in the middle of the 1700s, but it could have been here since the medieval period. So fingers crossed, maybe, just maybe, we might turn up something pretty old, maybe. Either way, I'm pretty confident that there'll be Georgian, Victorian, and all the usual sort of finds. Now, the field's actually laid out to potatoes, but because they irrigate the fields in the summertime, there are lots and lots of roads through the field which they'll use for tractors, for spraying, and also for irrigation. And the farmer said, knock yourself out. So, plenty of land for me, and just today, it's only me, because everybody else is working. So let's go and see if the XP DEUS 2 can find me some treasure. There's only two slight downsides to today's detecting. The first is that by Scottish standards it is baking hot. It's about 25 degrees, which is about 80 Fahrenheit. I've got plenty of suntan lotion on, or sunscreen as you call it in the US. And the other problem is that the ground is pretty hard and stony. We haven't had any rain for about 3 weeks, so pretty hard. Might be struggling to do live digs, but I'll do my best. We've got our first digger. 8081. Ground though is too hard. It's going to be too bouncy if I'm trying to do a live dig, so I'm going to get back to you once I've opened the hole. Well, no need for the pinpointer because I can see it right there. And look at that, there is, a little imprint. Can you guess what it is? It's a musket ball. And I don't think it's been fired because it's got the telltale little nipple on it. So that's what it's been trimmed off. The sprue after it's come out the mould. Perfectly round, I don't think that's been fired. Probably just dropped by someone maybe out hunting. And that's a good sign because it's probably from the 16 or 1700s in date. So we're back almost certainly 300 years. But it could be longer. And that is from a great big musket. I wonder what they were shooting at. That's a good sign. Only 10 minutes in. Another signal almost immediately. Yeah, sounds a little bit jumpy. Try and do a live dig, but it's going to be a struggle. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get in there easily. Should have brought a pneumatic drill with me. Right, back to you in a minute. 15 minutes in, we've got coin number 1. Right there. It looks like maybe a penny. No, a halfpenny. Oh, it could be Georgian. I think it is. And it looks in pretty good condition. There you go. Before the bendy thumb treatment, it's looking good. I think that is George III. Scrape that bit off. As I say, the ground is very, very dry. Give it a wee gentle tickle with the cloth. And then we'll get the bendy thumb on it. But that looks, to me, it is 100%. It's a lovely coin. Oops, the daisies. My camera cut off there for some reason. But that is a lovely coin. You can clearly see the letters Georgius 111 DG Rex. George III, by the grace of God, King. And his big potato head with his big hooked nose is there looking to the right hand side. So he married a woman from Mecklenburg called Queen Charlotte, and that's why the Prince of Wales, as he's now called, William, and Kate, that's why they're children are called George and Charlotte. That's where the names come from. Well, I think they've actually got 3 children, but George and Charlotte are certainly 2 of them. So George III, sometime between 1760 and 1820, and I think I can just make out a date at the bottom. It's 180, and I can't see the final letter, but usually it's 1806. Tends to be. It's a halfpenny, and there's a very clear Britannia there, seated on the reverse. That's a really beautiful coin. And back in the day, the buying power of this, well, a pint of beer was a quarter of a penny, so this looks like a halfpenny. So it's going to be 2 pints. A sad loss indeed for someone in 1806 or thereabouts. I don't think it was in circulation for long before it was lost, because it's got quite a lot of high points on it. It's not been in circulation, getting worn down. But obviously George III loses the Americas. You gain your independence. And yeah, beautiful coin. Over the moon with that. Very happy. And more importantly, the condition hopefully means there's not been too much fertiliser used on this field. It was tough digging, I can assure you. It's going to be a tough field to dig, but if you're going to dig up things like that, I'm a happy man. This time a 70, and thankfully quite shallow. Outside chance of a button, but I don't have high hopes, to be honest. Don't even see it. No, it is in there. There's something there, brown. Yeah, just a wee scrap of brass or something, I think. Oh well, junk. It's a screamer. It's going at 88 to 91. And again, the ground is like concrete. Back to you in a second. Well, all that for a bit of lead. Had quite a number of bits of lead. There's a lot of iron in the ground as well, which is always a good sign of occupation, but it's a pain when it's this hard to dig. But we keep on going. An outside chance of a coin. Just had the farmer drive by. I think he looked at me like, who's that idiot out there in the field in the baking hot sun in ground like concrete trying to dig stuff up, and then he realised it was me. So an outside chance of a coin, but it's going to be rock hard again. Well, it's not a coin, but at least it wasn't too deep. Some sort of buckle or a hinge maybe. Yeah, I think it's maybe a hinge, furniture related, possibly. 4 holes. Don't see any decoration on it. Yeah, just a brass fitting. Not massively old, 100 years, maybe a wee bit more, but probably off of furniture. There is no shortage of targets, unfortunately. They're mainly junk. Now is the ground, oh, it's a wee bit softer, not by much. Well, no, not much softer, but see if we can get a pinpoint on this. I'm struggling to figure out exactly where it is. Maybe it's shallow, then again maybe not. So it seems to be there somewhere. Right, I'm going to turn you off. Back to you in a second. Thankfully, next spadeful, we've got a buckle. There we go. Which I may have also just slightly clipped with the spade. Let's give it a wee dry. It's a horse buckle, a standard sort of shape and design that we find quite a lot of every other time we're out detecting. We get one of these, and it's an old horse rein, guide rein or such like, probably from 18 into the beginning of the 1900s, back when the horses were the tractors. Brilliant. This one, 85-86, came out of the second spadeful. I'm really struggling to pinpoint. So at first I thought it was there, and it was actually over there. So I don't know if it's the dry ground conditions or the stony conditions. but 85, 86, and there is something there which is a ring thing. Yep, that's it. But is it just a piece of junk? Well, it might be. I think it's just a little twist of copper metal, copper wire. Don't think there's anything to that in terms of being a buckle or such like. Nope, I think it's just a little twist. Oh well. This one is a screamer. '93, '95, within the realms, dare I say, of silver or brass. Oh, and as you can see, ground conditions are not much better than they were. Could also be Georgian copper. Right, again, I've got no choice. I'm going to have to turn you off. I know you like live digs, but it's just not happening today. 91, 92, I can see something green, so it's not a silver coin. And it is a bit of copper pipe, maybe. Yep, it is. Brass pipe, copper pipe. Old water pipe, like it's got an olive round it. So there you go, junk after all that. We've got another one. Again, it's a 93, 95. Not that far away from the last one, which was a bit of pipe. So let's see if this one's any better. Certainly not easier to dig. Are we out or not? Or not? You know what? Back to you in a sec. It is round, but it's definitely not a coin. Don't know what it is though. Is it hollow? I think so. Yep, it is. It's some sort of big fitting. Might actually be a clamp off a water pipe. Oh, nightmare. We're back on the Gibbs dentifrice. Seems to be in every field in Perthshire. A powder that you would use for brushing your teeth. From the early 1900s, I think. Quality trash, as you know who would say. As is often the case, it's gone a bit quiet over the last hour, but a few tin cans. 95, 96. I can almost do a live dig. And I think it's going to be junk. I think it's out. I think. Well, it's round and it's a coin. Well, we've got another coin. It looks like another Georgian as well. Well, I wasn't expecting a coin there at all. I think it's just because I've dug so much junk. But two coins, and both of them Georgian, I think. That's a chunky little monkey, that one, isn't it? Surely has to be a Georgian copper with a 96 readout. Give it a wee gentle rub-a-dub. Can't see anything obvious yet, if I'm honest. I'm glad I did a live dig. I'm glad I was able to do a live dig. No, I'm not seeing anything on there at all, which is a bit disappointing. Oh, there's a letter there. Maybe a G for George, but we'll give it the old bendy thumb. I think it needs a wee second more just to dry out, so I'll get back to you in a minute with a bendy thumb. That's the bendy thumb gone to work. You can just see him fading in right now, and that is yet again George III. So two coins, and both of them from George III. So clearly around the early 1800s, although this one could be earlier. There was clearly something going on in this field, but always nice to get a George III. To get two, even better. So that's a great sign. Now the reverse, unfortunately, is completely toasted from what I can see. The bendy thumb can't do much with that, but on there would have been a Britannia, and that is, I believe, a full penny rather than a halfpenny. Let's get the other one for comparison, just so you can see the two of them side by side. So there you go, look at the quality difference from the first one. I am at the opposite end of the field. What way is the right way up? Right there. So there you go. Get you out the wind. A penny and a half of George III. So the penny, 4 pints. The halfpenny, 2 pints. So 6 pints up on a hot and sunny day. And both of them probably from around about 1800. I got another picture hook hanger. It's amazing these things just turn up absolutely everywhere. So that would attach to a rail, which would be on the wall, and that little hook would be bent up upwards, and that's how you would hang your artwork on the wall. Probably Victorian, maybe Georgian, so sometime probably from about 1800 to 1900. But they turn up everywhere. Don't know how they end up in fields. A screamer of a 88 through to 96. Wasn't particularly deep, but it was a big target. We might have another Holy Grail. Nope, we don't. We've got an electrical, nearly. I think it's an electrical fitting. A housing for electrics, maybe, possibly. But, well, dig it out a wee bit. Yep, I think so. What do you reckon? Let me know in the comments what you think that is. But that's my guess. It's got this little bit in it that actually moves. But I'm going with electrical. Not particularly old, 50 years, 100 years, but let me know in the comments below. Well folks, that is me. Another sweaty adventure on the fields of Perthshire in Bonnie, Scotland. And all in all, well, I'm pretty happy, to be honest, to get 2 Georgian coins, the musket ball, a few other bits and pieces. All in all, a pretty good day. So let's have a wee look at the best of the finds. And there we are, that's the best of the best. So 2 coins, both George III, probably around about 1800, 1806. We've got the musket ball, which hasn't been fired, a little buckle, a few other little oddities, but certainly there's plenty of signs of people farming here and living here, going back 2, 3, maybe even 400 years old for the musket ball. But all in all, I can't complain. Nice to be out on the fields of Perthshire. As ever, if you're not subscribed, then please hit the button. About 55% of you who watch are not subscribed, on average. So I'd appreciate if you could hit the like button if you haven't already, and also give me a follow if you're not already following. So as ever, thank you all for watching. A beautiful day on the fields of Perthshire, tough digging, but a couple of nice finds. So take care, and thanks for watching.